G'day folks, Links here, and welcome back to Great Tech New Horizons. I've been a bit busy this weekend. I was meant to do bees and crops this weekend, but I got absorbed in a completely pointless, very nerdy, but still GTNH related thing, which I'll show off in a sec. But I did have a lot of fun doing it, so yeah. I did spend some time troubleshooting the universal mixers because they kept getting clogged. The primary issue was, or basically the issue was, is that they just didn't have, the patterns weren't big enough. So I just made the AE2 recipe patterns bigger, and that has fixed it. And I also got some ore drilling plant 3s because I previously had the tier 2s, and I've just gone around and set those up. And they're sort of happily chugging away. And I've also rebuilt ore processing. So this is exactly the same as my previous setup in terms of how stuff is routed. So I have a filter subnet that runs down the middle that has no storage of its own. So stuff has to go into one of these storage buses. And basically, yeah, the way this works is that each machine type has its own branching subnet. So this is the Macerator, for example, and there is a ore dictionary storage bus and a item that is a storage bus that's filtered to specific items with a higher priority. And then there's stuff that so that is this is the mainnet overflow. So if the network is ever if all of these ore processing subnets end up full, then it will just overflow into mainnet, so then it doesn't clog the miners. And then that is... Actually, I don't know what that is. That's fluid storage. That's normal storage. So yeah, that's... fluid is just bidirectional, because fluids come out of ore processing, but it also needs to take fluids in, like sulfuric acid and not distilled water, but it needs to take fluids in. And then these are the high priority products that ore processing needs to send back to the mainnet. So for things like platinum line, monazite line, etc. So yeah, so it's pretty much functionally identical to my previous one. This is actually starting to get full now, and I think it's because it's still working through the deep iron. Although it doesn't have much left to go, so that's fine, I guess. Another centrifuge might be in order, though. But yeah, so this is the new sifter multi-block, because I think this is the first time we've seen this since upgrading to 2.9. I also built the multi-block dehydrator to process my rare earth, because that can now be built in LUV. I think it was ZPM previously, which is why I was using a single block. And this is the new thermal centrifuge. So it looks much better than its old variant. The mechanics are, it does have new mechanics. So the coil tier gives a 5% speed boost and a 5% energy discount. And the solenoid tier gives parallels. This is the new wash plant. So we've seen the chem bath before, but this is the new ore washing plant because they were split into separate multi-blocks. And this is the new tier 2 Macerator, because I'm fairly sure this is not what the old tier 2 Macerator looked like. In fact, can we... Yeah, there we go. So... Yeah, so for the old... this was the old tier 1. So this is still the tier 1 structure for the new Macerator, but this used to be the old tier 2, where you would just swap the casings. But that's not the case now. The tier 2 now actually has its own structure. So yeah. So that's ore processing. Seems to be chugging along. It seems to be chugging along perfectly fine. It's just the thingy subnet. This subnet is getting a bit... I mean, it's still got plenty of space, but we are getting a decent backlog because of the deep iron dust and how long that took. So yeah. So before I move on to platinum line, so the goal for today is to build a rebuild platinum line. Previously, I had a fully passive line. I want to try a level maintained line instead. So I plumbed in all the machines, but I've not actually hooked it up or tested any of it yet. So I'm hoping it works. I am still fiddling about with the storage bus setup. The aim is that I want the intermediates to stay in this subnet and basically get consumed from this subnet first. But I think I need another storage bus because some intermediates do come into mainnet from ore processing because other planets have platinum group ores that produce the intermediates when they're processed. So I might just need to basically get those. I might need to sort that out. But before we look at the platinum line, I want to quickly show off something else. So over the weekend, mostly on Saturday, I got the Open Computers InfluxDB exporter script running. There's a guide on how to do it on GTNH Discord, which I'll link in the video description for anyone who might be curious. The script did need tweaking a little bit to work on 2.9 because there were some changes in GregTech in 2.9 that basically appear to have that upset the script. But I actually posted in the Discord thread, and the author has acknowledged that. So yeah, we should be good in future. But the in-game setup is quite simple. It's just a computer, and the components you need and whatnot are all in the README for the script. There is an adapter connected to an ME interface to give it access to AE2, and then there's a MFU which wirelessly connects it to the Lapatronic supercapacitor. Now, you can run this script with tier 3.5 memory, but you do have to tweak the configs to avoid it from running out of memory. What I've decided to do instead, though, is I have decided that I've just given myself creative memory or magical memory. You can't get this until UAV normally, or UAV circuits is what you need. That's the recipe. But this is not related to progression or anything like that. So, this isn't related to any sort of progression. It's just a fun little curiosity. And a way for me to sort of nerd out over some data. Obviously, if this actually was linked to progression in some way, if it was automating a line, or because you can use open computers to automate things like the space elevator and quark gluon plasma and so on in the really late game, then obviously, I obviously wouldn't give myself the bits to do that. But yeah, this is not tied to progression. So. And I just wanted the Minecraft side of it to work, basically for the rest of the game. I should be able to just leave this alone for the rest of the game now. It does have a habit occasionally of freezing on server restart. I'm not quite sure why. So yeah, I'll have to probably have to keep an eye on it every now and again. Anyway, so this is the dashboard. Sorry, I'm losing track. So this is the dashboard. I don't know why it's reset. I think it's reset because expected to last 24 hours. Yeah, this is because it froze. That's why there was no data for the majority of the last 6 hours, because it was frozen. But yeah, so the OC script was frozen. So this is using Grafana, and the database is InfluxDB. I'm not going to go into that side of it because that's not really, sort of what these videos are about. But like I said, I will link the guide, and I'm happy to answer any questions. So I just have my LSC stats, so the amount of charge, the EU stored and max EU capacity, the EU in and out over the various timeframes. These match the same timeframes that you can get from the industrial information panel. And then I have two graphs for items and fluids in AE, and these can be filtered using these up here. So you can look at a specific item and say, I don't know, how many diamonds have I got, or how much sulfuric acid do I have, etc., by changing these filters. I have crafting CPU stats, so basically free versus busy time for crafting CPUs. And then I have detailed info per CPU. So the name, I've actually added 3 new CPUs, so Ash, Lux, and Seraphine. The storage per CPU, the number of code processors per CPU, what that CPU is crafting, there we go, drilling fluid, and how much of that it's crafting. This updates every 10 seconds. Obviously, it doesn't take me 10 seconds to craft drilling fluid, but I think it actually does it in like under a second. But it's this only updates every 10 seconds. But there it goes. And then I've got, like primary acids and primary chemicals, and then I've started graphing Platline. And then the bottom one is server performance. So milliseconds per tick. This is server-wide, this graph, but the exporter script does actually export tick rates per dimension. So I could add per dimension graphs as well. And this out of all of this is just like nice fluff. I mean, having this data is probably useful in late game. Being able to identify bottlenecks and stuff like that a lot easier. But otherwise, it is just a fun sort of nerdy thing. The one that I would actually argue is like actually useful, quote unquote, is performance related graphs. So I think I would argue these are actually quite a bit more useful. Especially as the base gets bigger. Because if I see, really high MSPTs, then I can use Opus, which is the performance profiling mod included with GTNH, to find out which entities are, causing high tick times and stuff like that. So yeah, I will link that dashboard. It's publicly available. I intend to keep updating it. And I intend to keep expanding it as I add new lines. So one of the things I noticed is there are templates provided in the guide, but the people who made those templates were much further on in the game than me, so their dashboards are much bigger. They're tracking stuff I don't even make yet, like NAC fuel and wetware and prismarine lines and so on. I wanted my dashboard to sort of grow as I grow the base. So yeah, so I'll link that, and hopefully, it's a fun little toy for me, but hopefully. Hopefully other people will get a little kick out of it, and whatnot. So Platline, I have all of this on its own subnet. I'm probably gonna have to figure out these storage buses and tweak them a little bit. I think what I actually need is a storage bus on the mainnet side to push the intermediates as they come into the mainnet, maybe. But essentially, I've got a extract-only storage bus that basically is able to pull in all the ingredients the Platline needs. But we actually prefer to use the intermediates in the subnet first. So this is set to a priority of 1. So then any intermediates that are in this ME drive will get used first before they're pulled from mainnet. I then have this storage bus, which is filtered to the materials produced by the Platinum line to get pushed back into the mainnet. And then I have fluids. So these are the fluids that it needs. And again, I've set this to -1, which technically means it'll pull from, but I might actually have to, set this to extract only, potentially. We'll see. So this might not be what the final sort of incarnation of the storage buses looks like, because I'm a bit confused on... I know what I want. I want intermediates to be... I want this subnet to be drained first before it starts pulling stuff from mainnet. I think it just means I need to reorder some of the storage buses a bit. So we then have a LCR per... we have 4 LCRs for the 4 different circuit varieties in the Platline. We then have 2 EBFs. So this one is using a stocking bus and only processes refined platinum salt. And then this one has a dual interface on it and has the various EBF recipes patterned. This is massive overkill. Like, I didn't need to build a multi-plot fluid extractor for this. It has literally 1 recipe, which is molten potassium disulfate. It's an LV recipe that runs for 16 seconds. And this is in an IV multi-plot fluid extractor. So this is just going to be the fastest molten potassium disulfate ever. Then I have one mixer. The whole line is running at IV. My previous passive line was running in a mixture of HV to EV, mostly HV and EV. The only IV machine I had was the distillation tower for osmium. And again, this just has everything patterned that we need for the line. And we have centrifuge, which is just being stocked using a stocking bus to stock the 2 sludges that are centrifuged. The heater, fluid heater, which has 1 recipe in it. I'm not sure. I don't know why I patterned this rather than just stocking bus it, but that's fine. I then have some single blocks. So this is for the potassium loop, or these 2 are for the potassium loop. So this takes the molten potassium that you get back from producing rhodium. I think it's rhodium. And turns it back into ingots. And then we macerate those into potassium dust. And then they're used to make more potassium disulfate. This one is for recycling liquid sodium. So we just pump it in with a dual interface. And then we send it back out again. And then this one only has 1 pattern in it, which is the ruthenium tetroxide dust. So these are the single blocks I have. I just didn't see any point in building multi-blocks for these. I can't imagine these will be a bottleneck, but we'll see. Distillation towers. So I have a shared pair of these, and these are for making the... I can't remember exactly what they make. They make osmium. So they make osmium solution and ruthenium tetroxide. Yeah. I may need to upgrade these to a quad and do 4, but I think before I do that, I will replace them with dangotes if they're slow. And then failing that, I will upgrade them to a quad. So I think what I would like to do... So I've not set the level maintainer up yet. So for the level maintainer... ideally what we want to do is we basically just want it to kind of keep going forever. So if we just do like 99 million of each. I guess we should put the materials in first. So I did... there is a guide on the GTNH Discord about this, which is what I followed to sort of get started. And I... there is a world download for it, but that is 2.6. It comes from GTNH 2.6. So I kind of just wanted to... So I've not seen a working setup, basically. But I believe the way I've set it up should be fine. So yeah, we basically... Oh, we actually need more than 1 level maintainer. Yeah, we need more than 1 level maintainer. That's fine. We do have spares. So if we grab another one, and I'll be interested to see how this performs. Yeah, I'll be. Oh, they don't pass channels. Do they not, or is it just that I don't have? Oh no, I do have spare channels. So yeah, is that they just don't? Okay. I guess we'll just put it there then. Oh, that now doesn't have a channel. Why is that not working? I do have channels, I think. Because this is placed directly on top of the... Oh, no, it's not placed directly on top of the controller, but it is... Oh, no, okay. That needs to be... you need to be a dense. That's why. Okay. Yeah, so if we... There we go. So I think what I'm basically going to do is I should be able to put this just on top now. Yeah, there we go. Right. So yeah, what I want to be able to do is... I've got this disconnected at the moment. The mainnet side disconnected because some of these do have stocking buses and would obviously pull the stuff in from mainnet, and I don't want the line to start yet. But yeah, and then if we put the others in, and we grab iridium dust, and we want... See, it level emits like rhodium. It level emits rhodium nitrate, which I don't quite know why. but I am just going to sort of go with it. And then the fluid rework in 2.9 means that if you do that, it won't actually put the fluid in. You actually control left click to actually have it added as a fluid instead of a cell. I'm fairly sure that's due to the fluid changes in 2.9. So what we're going to do is we're going to set each one of these to we're going to set each one of these to 99 million, I guess. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yep. And yep. But we'll set the batch sizes. I'm going to set the batch sizes smaller. So this is the... So this is basically the level. This is obviously the amount that we want to maintain, but this is the size. This is the increments that will be crafted in. For now, I'm going to set it to 256. I think is what I'm going to do. So these are not enabled yet. I presume if I enable them, they won't work. Actually, some of them might. Oh yeah, can't craft. Right. So what I'll do is I'll leave them turned off for now. We'll set these to 99 million as well. Oh, no, not you. 99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, yeah, we'll craft in batches of 256. And then what we'll do is, over time, I will tweak the line as need be. But in theory, that should be ready to turn on. So if I... So if I look at mainnet and I look at, like, I don't know, leech, or I look at residue dust. Yeah, so I have, like, platinum residue dust. I have 8k of it. That actually comes from ores, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, it comes from... I don't know. So I think it does... Yeah, it comes from, like, sheldonite ore, I think, for example. Oh, actually, no, because I don't fully process it. But yeah, it does come from sort of various ores. And there are... Yeah, it does, but I think that's a bad example. But like osmium and iridium ore, they don't produce osmium and iridium. They produce... they basically produce the intermediates that you then process into osmium and iridium. So if we look at iridium ore, for example... where are we? Iridium ore. So this produces platinum metallic powder dust and rarest metal residue dust and iridium metal residue dust. And basically you take those and throw them in your platline, essentially. So I think what I actually need is for that to remain as extract only. So it can, and probably just remove the platinum intermediates from this maybe. And then this is fine. That's just the export. That's just to export back to mainnet. This is also fine. Maybe this might need to be set to extract only, actually. With a priority of 1. So then it prefers the fluids that are in the thingy net first. And we do have a void cell, which is just voiding water and steam that come back from the thing. And then I think what I actually need is another bus on this side. So instead of an interface on this side, I want a bus on this side that sends platinum intermediates that come from ore processing straight into the platline. But we'll deal with that later. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hook up the... this is all going to be live on camera because I've not tested any of this. I'm going to hook up the mainnet. And now some of these should actually start to come to life. In theory. Maybe not. Where are we? Stocking. So these are in here. Platinum, salt dust, rhodium nitrate. Yeah. So... Oh, no, that's not the... it's you, isn't it? I think. I do have platinum salt. Yeah, it's refined platinum salt that I have, like, 89k of. So that should be getting pulled into this EBF, into its... oh, it doesn't have a circuit set. I think it's circuit 1. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's circuit 1. So there we go. So that's going. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's going to go for a very long time. It is actually outputting stuff, though. So we're getting... So we are getting some palladium metallic powder dust and chlorine. But that's all coming from mainnet. That is when I emptied my platline subnet from my old line into mainnet. So what we actually want to do is... So this produces refined platinum salt, which in theory should be getting picked up by the sifters. Which it could be. Oh, no. I'm misremembering. Refined platinum salt is what comes from the sifter. So, yeah. Okay. So, we could probably turn it on. I don't think there's any reason why we can't turn it on. I don't know if these are all on. I think they are. It's not requesting the craft. It says it can't craft. So I don't know. Oh, actually, I should be able to just ask it for platinum dust, and then I'll see what's missing. I mean, it's doing something. Where does that go? That goes to there. What have I not done right? Oh, I've not set circuits on any of these LCRs, that's why. So your circuit 1... yeah, they're gone now. What are you? So you're 0 and 24, aren't you? So I actually need to... So we'll put... Oh, actually, that means I can just... Oh, that means I can just put 24 in there. Because we don't actually need a 0. And then you're 2. So yeah, no, this is my fault for not setting the circuits. And then I think I have done you 3 and 9. No, I have not. That's why I can't start the line, actually. I think is... so we need a circuit 3. Oh, 3. And we need a 9. And a 9. So if I put both of these in there... Ah, there we go. So, can I actually craft now, though? If I... So this is trying to craft platinum dust. So is the platinum dust actually going up? Doesn't... I don't know how often the level maintainer checks, though. Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't seem to want to craft it manually. Right, I'm just going to go... Because I don't want to... I'm just going to go away and see if I can figure this out. And then I'll be back in a minute. And we are back. I sussed it. It's just these crafting CPUs were too small. I used 16K crafting storages. And I was asking for 256 platinum dust at a time, which is... which was a 24K craft. So I've made these 64s, and we're good now. So, in theory, what I should see... So these are... Yeah, these are crafting. It's not the fastest thing in the world. So that is the... Does that help? I don't think that helps. Because that is basically one ticking. Oh, it's the pattern. Yeah, pattern isn't big enough. Okay. So yeah, so there's going to be a lot of that, a lot of tweaking patterns and so on. The pattern for this needs to be a lot bigger because the LCR is doing it so fast that the bottleneck is it trying to insert into the hatch, or is AE inserting into the hatch. This is something I was unsure about, was things like pattern sizes. They're going to have to be tweaked quite a bit. But I guess what we'll do then is... So yeah, I mean, that's not going to... Because it's not actually even going to craft it until... Now, the Aqua Regia, is that going? That's not going. And I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, this will be a missing circuit again. This will be a missing circuit again. What circuits do I need for the thingy? For the I need circuits 1 and 3. Okay, so if we do, we'll get them out of here. So we'll do circuit. So we need circuit. We need circuit 1 and we need circuit 3. So if we shove both of those in there. There we go. And yeah, this is suffering from the same problem. The Aqua Regia recipe is too small. The pat is too small. So if we... Oh, no, that's the main net. So if we go here and we look at this, we can see, it wants to craft 3,000 buckets of Aqua Regia. And that is, that's not... that's going to take an eternity. So I think what we're going to do is actually turn it off. And we're going to cancel these crafts. And we're going to make the patterns bigger. So we need to make the Aqua Regia pattern, especially because, like, the mixer, for example, has parallels. So we definitely... I mean, I made it 32k at a time, but that's not really very much. So we do... That's probably as big as I can go. I can't remember how big the hatches are. Oh, these are only quadruple IV hatches. Okay. So that is probably... Yeah, that's basically as big as I can go without increasing the size of the hatch. So yeah, so that'll... I could make them an LU. Actually, I could just make it an LUV hatch. I do have quad LUV hatches. Where are we here? So, and this will give it 128 per thing instead. Yeah, there we go. So then I can make the pattern bigger. And then we'll see how we... So that is... But that's still as big as I can go, really. Unless I get into... Yeah, at least using the multiplier button. So yeah, so that should hopefully make that happier. The other one was ammonium chloride, I think. I can't remember which LCR that was being made in. I think it's this one. So that is, yeah, ammonium chloride. I was only making 1 bucket at a time. So we can up this, make it 64 buckets at a time. And that should hopefully make that faster. So these probably also need to be bigger. Yeah, these need to be bigger as well. So make these 64k each. I gotta be careful with this one. Yeah, that'll do. And then, yeah, there we go. So that should help those. So yeah, so what I think I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to like tweak the patterns and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear for a bit and sort of, or we'll see how, let's see how this enables first. Let's see how this goes first when we re-enable this. So we should get a crafting recipe now for platinum. When it thinks about it. So yeah, so there we go. It's going to craft. It's crafting. quite a bit faster now. The thing is some of this is sort of a... Oh, no, the hydrochloric acid isn't actually. I was going to say the loops might sort of make it that future runs are a bit faster, but I'm not sure that's how it works for Platline. But yeah, so we have our aqua regia. We're making our platinum concentrate, which again needs a bigger pattern because it's only 0.1 something seconds, so that needs a bigger pattern. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this off. So then when this craft finishes, it doesn't request another one. But there we go. Now it's making the reprecipitated platinum. I actually don't even know which one makes that. What makes that? Reprecipitated. That is made by this LCR. Oh, it failed to output all fluids. Okay. So that means we need cells in these hatches to cache. So that is something that I need to sort. Okay. So I'm gonna go away and basically get the remaining products working, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about any sort of other difficulties that I faced. And yeah, and then we'll hopefully have a working level maintained platline. And then I will do crops in the next video. So next video will definitely be crops because I need crops. So yeah, I will see you guys in a few. Right, and we're back. So I've made sure that all outputs now have caching cells for caching. So the issue I was running into is, so these cells, I believe they don't extract every tick. I think it's only every X number of ticks that the contents of these output hatches and buses are pushed into the AE network. So what can happen is if you have machines that are running stupidly fast, like they're one ticking or whatever, they can fill up the built-in cache in. So if we use the fluid output as an example, without a cell in it, it can only cache 128,000 liters. If you try to output more than, but what can happen is if you have something really fast, if you're basically one ticking an LCR or something, there is kind of a bit of a race condition in there, or there appears to be a bit of a race condition where the machine can fail to output the fluid because the cell is full, or because the cache is full. The machine is supposed to not start the recipe if there's no room to output the fluid, but yeah, there does seem to be a bit of like a bit of a race condition. I think it's if you have recipes that output multiple fluids, or if you're wall sharing, which I'm not wall sharing these, but some of these recipes output multiple fluids. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I can't quite explain it, but yeah, there is a bit of a race condition. Where if machines, especially LCRs, are going fast enough, they can fail to output the fluid into the hatch, which will cause the machine it will void that fluid, I believe, but it will cause the machine to stop with the error that you saw previously before I stopped recording. So I've made sure that all the machines have caches on both their output buses and output hatches. I've also gone around and multiplied all the patterns I've gone around and multiplied all the patterns to basically fill up the input hatches on the machines. So on the LCRs and the mixer and the distillation towers, I've swapped the DTs out for dangotes. They won't get the parallels for osmium, I don't believe, because osmium is an IV recipe and I'm only feeding an amp of IV into them. One thing I might have to change, though, is they are sharing a hatch, I believe. Yeah, they're sharing an IV energy hatch, which might not work. I'm not entirely sure, because one of these might try to do two parallels. So I might need to actually give them each their own hatch. But I'll do that off camera. Actually, I'll do it now. No, because I'll need to rewire these as well. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. If they power fail, the power fail. But what I should be able to do now is re-enable Platinum. And hopefully we don't get a... is it crafting? It's not crafting yet. Oh, no, it is crafting. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so hopefully... yeah, so you can see this is now staying on longer. Although Platinum... I need to upgrade these to... Because the quad input hatches are only IV. I really should upgrade them too, because you can see we're still... I think this is the Platinum concentrate recipe. I should upgrade this to an LUV input hatch, so then it can run... so then it can run the recipe more consistently rather than... But it's flicking a lot less now, which is good. So we might actually be in good shape. Yeah, we're making the reprecipitated platinum dust, which is also made in here. This is a much slower recipe at 0.5 of a second, rather than 0.1 or 0.3. But again, this is fine. This is consistently running. So this, as you can see, even though you're seeing flickering in the input hatch, it is consistently running. You're not seeing flickering on the front. But if I overclock this, if I was to overclock this to ZPM with LUV energy hatches, I would have to make the pattern bigger to avoid the flickering. And then, as we can see, the network is slowly starting to fill up. So we've got a bunch of the intermediates and recycled fluids and so on. So we should be... Yeah, we should be good. We're about to end up with a load of platinum dust. There we go. We've just ended up... I upped the platinum dust craft to 256. Obviously, it's going to kick off more, but what we can do now is, how about we do palladium? Because I have 2 crafting CPUs, so should we give palladium a try? Yep, here we go. So here goes the palladium. So it's making the formic acid. See, palladium is a much shorter chain. Palladium is quite a short chain. But yeah, we're making 1.3 million liters of palladium enriched ammonia. What are you? You're sifting palladium. What is it? Refined palladium salt or whatever it is to get the thingy. This is going to be going for an eternity. I have no idea how much this has got left to process. Where is it? It has 80k. I might need to make this a quad. Like, the refined platinum salt might actually need to be a quad. I've got room. I've still got plenty of room. So I might move this around and make it a quad EBF. Because this is running... I mean, I could overclock it, actually, to LUV. I could actually overclock it to LUV and it would probably be fine. I don't know where I put it, though. I put the hatch there, probably. Yeah, I might actually look at overclocking this to LUV, and then it might be fine. It might even get another perfect overclock, because this is only a 900. What is it? It's only a... Yeah, it's only a 900k recipe, so it might get another perfect overclock if I overclock it to LUV. But yeah, this is doing the palladium, which again is fine. And if we look at the, I keep force of habit. I need to look at these. I need to look at the actual network terminal in the network. But yeah, I mean, it's chugging along. It's gonna keep chugging along. But yeah, I think I do need to expand some more of the machines. So I think what I need to do is... So these LCRs are fine. I'm almost inclined to overclock this because LCRs are perfectly efficient. So there's no reason for me to not overclock this to ZPM and squeeze a bit more performance out of it. The only real concern with LCRs is just the actual EU per tick that you're running, because obviously it uses the same amount of energy, but it's going to drain that energy faster. So, that's really the only concern is not is not the efficiency lost by overclocking. It's more can your power infrastructure handle the increased EU per tick, which I think mine could. Yeah, I think mine probably could. So yeah, there's actually no reason for me to not overclock this to ZPM, but we'll leave it and see. Yeah, we'll leave it and see. It's good enough for now. So I think what I want to do, because I've just realized this video is 45 minutes long. I'll tell you what, let's just... I think what I'm going to do is add more crafting CPUs, so then I can set multiple things going at once. Yeah, set multiple things going at once. So I think ideally what I probably want to do is just... I might just enable everything. Yeah, I'm almost tempted just to enable everything. And then see what happens. But I think we're good. So I guess next steps for me is I probably need to turn this into a quad blast furnace, or maybe overclock it to LUV and see if that helps. I've not seen how fast this one is yet because I'm not doing iridium or osmium, well, I'm not doing anything except platinum and palladium yet, so I haven't seen how fast this is yet. I guess I could add another crafting CPU and then we could turn it on. I do have... I didn't want this video to be this long, but I think... but it'll be fine. The crops video could potentially end up being a long one as well, actually. But because I'll be looking at crops basically from the beginning, or, you know, from close to the beginning. So if I just throw those in there and give me another crafting... I do have crafting CPUs patterned, but I only have the 256k patterned, and I kind of felt like 256k was overkill for this setup. But yeah, I've still got plenty. Yeah, I can easily fit one more. So, so what should happen now is eventually this one. Oh yeah, there we go. It's doing molten potassium disulfate. Oh, I probably didn't want to set that to 99 million, actually. This should probably be set to something much smaller. Yeah, this should be set to something much, much smaller. Let's set this to, I don't know, 5. Let's set this to 1 million. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's set that to 1 million. Same with formic acid. 1. There we go. They shouldn't be set that high, because otherwise it's just going to drain like all the potassium and whatever else out of my main net, potentially. I don't know, because it is a loop, so it should be fine. But yeah. So I guess what we should see is... It's kind of hard to visualize. But yeah, I should see. But yeah, in theory, we should be consuming stuff from... we should be consuming intermediates from here first before it ever goes to mainnet to look for intermediates and inputs. So I kind of feel like what I should be able to do is, should we turn on osmium and see if it works, and then I'll end the video, and we'll see if osmium works. So it's not failed yet, but it's also not started trying to craft it yet either. So I think I just need to... It could actually be that... where are we? Osmium dust. Oh, no. It's too big for osmium. Right. I guess we do want 256Ks then. We'll make 4 of them. And this might take a few minutes, so I'll just quickly disappear and wait for it to craft and get them placed down. And then we'll go from there. Right, and we are back. I also upgraded, overclocked the Platinum Salt Blast Furnace to LUV. So it is actually doing... It's giving me 42 every 6.3 seconds instead of, I think it was 16 before. This could actually do with being upgraded to a Vulcani, to a Vulcanus. I could potentially replace that with a Vulcanus instead of a quad. Because then I'll get an energy discount and parallels. But we'll see. So I've put the 256Ks in. So if we turn you on and we turn you and you back on. So that should kick those off in a minute. When it thinks. When it thinks. There's crafting. I don't know what it's doing. I just click that and that. Oh, can't craft. Huh. I disconnected mainnet briefly. That's why. There we go. There we go. It should be happy now. That was user error. So was that. Right, I think this might be a sign for me to end the video soon. So if we just try and... There we go. So that's actually crafting now. There we go. So we're going again now. I don't know what that... Yeah, so I think we're going again now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable osmium and see what happens. Because the osmium craft was too big for the 64K, but hopefully it'll be fine for the... So that's molten potassium disulfate. Don't know why it's not... Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. So this is kicking off osmium, which means this blast furnace is finally going. That's hopefully fine. I mean, this will be left basically just running all the time, so we should be good. I'm going to re-enable... I'm just going to enable everything and see what happens. Yeah, let's just enable everything and see what happens. We've only got 3 crafting CPUs, but yeah. I mean, everything in the LCRs is really fast. It's just the other stuff that's slow. So what's that? Molten potassium disulfate. Which one's that one? Oh, this is just full. Or the thing is full. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully this has been, somewhat helpful to sort of see what a level maintained platline looks like. But yeah, I think it's been pretty good so far. So. What are you making? You're making the metallic sludge residue dust, which is... Oh, you're making iridium dust. I might oh no, that is already overclocked to LUV. I might overclock this to ZPM potentially. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's making 7 iridium dust every 6.3 seconds. This probably isn't too terrible. At least for this stage of the game, because I'm just going to leave it running in the background. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite happy with this. It works. It seems to do the job. Yeah, it seems to do the job. Oh, this doesn't have... Oh, this doesn't have a pump on it to pull in the molten potassium. I just realized that. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're not making rhodium yet, but I should probably put one on. Right, go away. Yeah, so I should probably put one on, though. Import and allow output. Oh, no, we don't need to allow because we're not outputting to that side, so it doesn't really matter. Because we're outputting to... We should be... Yeah, we're outputting into the macerator. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, sorry. This has been a very long video. I'm still getting back into the swing of how to record these videos, and obviously I was showing off my dashboard stuff at the beginning. So I'm gonna end it here. If you've made it this far, then thank you very much for watching. I'm very sorry that this is an over 50-minute video. The crops one will be shorter than this one. And I do want to try and keep them to a maximum of 40 minutes. But yeah, so I hope you all have a great day. And it's nice to see some... Actually, that's not too terrible. And yeah, it's nice to see my platline going again. But anyway, have a good one, and I will see you all later.